And shout out to Vicky Dillard, Mr. Phillips. These are the things that these people talk about violating our rights. And that's why I had to call Mr. Crump. Because it's truly been happening to us for years. And it's a conspiracy against us black people. That's why I'm not no Christian. I mean, I know what I am. I'm an Israelite. And like I said before, they must know something that we don't, because we are a special people. And it says that in the book. And they know something that we don't. I remember when I was playing football, and I was playing Chatsworth High School. I'm pretty sure the Lamberts or somebody, if you guys remember, out there. We had to travel. It was a JV game, but Coach Rosas was there. I'm like, Coach, I got to use the bathroom. He was like, well, Collier, you going to piss out here or go to the fucking locker room? So I'm like, I'm going to the locker room. I'm going to the locker room. As I go to the locker room, I'm hearing a bunch of, you know how people getting fired up, banging on the locker, yelling, and, you know what I'm saying, going crazy. So I come in, as soon as I walk in, the whole thing got quiet. Little ass me, yeah. So I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, where's the restroom? They was like, over there. This at Chatsworth High School, when I was in high school. I go use the bathroom, come back out. I have, you know, my jersey, I'm suited and booted with my football gear. So I come out, they was like, hey, number 21, the hell you gonna do? I swear to God, I stopped, I looked, I said, just keep an eye out on this number. They kicked the ball to us, and I ran 103 yards, touchdown. I had that day about, no exaggeration, about 8, 9, or 10 touchdowns. It got so bad that the coach pulled me out. But when I ran some touchdowns, when the defense was out, the white boy, and his name was Pugmire. I know it's a funny name, but his name is Pugmire. He ran over to me, and I swear to God, I still remember what he said. He was like, man, my God, Collier, you're incredible, man. He said, how do you do that, man? You run with so much style, so much grace, your vision. He's like, how do you do that? And you know what I told him? And I swear to God, this is what I said. I said, well, Pugmire, it's a God-given talent. And that's all I could tell this white dude. It's nothing been coached, nothing that was taught to me. It's a God-given talent. And that's what I'm talking about. We are a special people. And it says that in God's book. Another incident. We played Locke High School, all black. Y'all probably remember this. I'm looking at the big linebacker. He looked like a fucking coach. He had the big ass motherfucking whiskers and all that. And I'm like, yo, somebody needs to check his papers. You know what I mean? So they was all black. They on the line telling the white boy, you better let us in. You better not touch me. And I'm in the tailback position. I'm like, you better touch him, because you don't see him every day. You see me. I used to be the one with the boxing gloves, knocking white boys out. Knocked out Korf. Ran Korf over. Coach Tamburo, how does that happen? This little motherfucker run. I'm like, fuck you, man. That's why they didn't like me and Kennedy. It started, well, they always didn't like her, but I knew it was prejudice then. Because I ran over his linebacker, 200 and something pounds. So at Chatsworth, so getting back to that story, I'll tell you about that later on in my book. But I come to the, we playing Lock High School. White boys was like, you better let me win. I'm like, you don't see him every day. You see me. You better touch him. So me and the big ass linebacker dude went head up. I swear to God. He was every bit of 200, about 80 pounds. Little ass me. I ran his ass over. Boom! Luckily, he grabbed my leg. But I clearly ran him over, and I specifically remember what he said. He said, oh, no, you don't. Grabbed my leg, and I tripped and fell. That shit felt so good. I'm like, run that shit again. But he fucked me up and his boys the next time I ran it. But make a long story short, they had 10, we had 9. They had kicked it off to me, and they tackled me on R30. So the coach was like, Collier, come here. So I runs to the sideline to talk to the coach. The coach was like, what's your favorite play? I swear to God, ladies and gentlemen, I said, give me a 27 sweet coat. We can take this home. He was like, go, baby. I ran, and they gave me a 27. I ran like I was going out of bounds. The cornerback ran out of bounds. I turned it up. All I see is the safety. And you know me, I'm as quick as a fucking cat. Pew! He's gone. All I can hear the safety say, somebody get him! He's already gone, my man. I'm pretty sure all y'all from Locke High School, y'all was at Kennedy High School. Y'all remember that in the 80s. I ran that touchdown. And when I stood up, I didn't see none of our players. All I seen was y'all running at me, thinking you motherfuckers finna fuck me up. Like, damn, what the fuck? Beat motherfuckers off the bench, motherfuckers off the stands, out of the stands, ran. And all I can see is a whole crowd of people running at me. I dropped the ball. These people picked me up and ran me around Kennedy's Field. I swear to God. I've always been incredible. As you can see, I am a musician. I got keyboards. You know what I mean? It's how I live. You know what I mean? I play guitar. My baby, she's still... Get up, girl. Look, she's still asleep. Get your ass up. Get your ass up in a minute. But... yeah. But moral of the story is that black people's been struggling for years. And these white people know something. I'm not saying all white people. Don't get me wrong saying he's president. Shout out to Ice Cube. Vicky Dillard again, you too. I don't need y'all to flash this too. But it was like, yo, they know something about us that we don't know. So, that's the moral of the story. So, and they've been holding us down for years. I'm an old school nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, I've been fighting white boys for years. And I'm going to tell you about another story. It was my birthday, going to the club. Look this up because this is on record. They was trying to give me 20 to life on it. My birthday, Renita took me out. Goes to this bar. Big ass white nigga. Big as a motherfucker. Called me a nigger. I'm like, white boy, let me tell you, I love fighting because I grew up fighting. I love fighting. But that's why I had to stop because it gets me in trouble. I'm a motherfucker been fighting since I was little. Ask Cleo and them. We used to carry boxing gloves at Kennedy High School. Knocked out a white boy at the store. But make a long story short, yeah, I'm like, fuck you, white boy. I love fighting. I grew up fighting. You picking on the right one. So, my baby was like, Renita, she was like, fuck him, baby, let's go. I gets in the club. I'm over at the bar, and I want to sue them too. I'm at the bar. He comes in back of me, harassing me, calling me a nigger again. So I'm like, that's it. I'm fed up with this shit. I'm like, oh, bartender, give me a fucking shot of Hennessy. Please. Please, please. Yeah, the last meat. Yeah, check this out. So, I get a shot of Hennessy. Now, the girl already know. Babe, check out. Oh, fuck that. Nah, September the 15th. Forgot what year it was. But I want to sue them too. I'm suing everybody that done me wrong. I don't give a fuck how long it is. So, I'm like, get your fucking purse, let's go. So I goes to go out. You know, this big ass fucking white boy launched at me. And I split his fucking ass open like a fucking grape. So the white boy ate this motherfucker so hard, he grabbed my shirt, and all he could do is pull me down. So he pulled me down while the rest of them beat on me. Because he was out, blood everywhere. So the police come. I want to sue his ass too. I want his pension too. Police come. I'm telling they assaulted me. He was like, called me a nigger. Shut up, you fucking nigger. You in there causing trouble. There was a bunch of white people in there. So I'm like, nah, they assaulted me. He put handcuffs on me and put me in the car. Took me to jail. It's 94. So I go to jail. I'm under the 3-strike law. I was a bad motherfucker at one time. You know what I mean? But he takes me to jail. And shit. I stayed in there for about 8-9 days. So this beautiful. I don't know, and I shout out to this sister. I don't know who she was, but she is beautiful. She was pretty as hell. She ran, I was in Van Nuys Station. She ran, Mr. Collier, who's Mr. Collier? Mr. Collier, Mr. Collier. I'm like, damn. I looked, oh my God, you beautiful. She was like, oh my God. She was like, you in a lot of trouble. I'm like, babe, I mean, beautiful, calm down. You know what I'm saying? She was like, yeah, you're in a lot of trouble. She said, yeah, this is the time when they open up this 3-strike law and they're striking out a lot of our black people. All our brothers is getting 1, 2, 3 and out, going up straight over little shit. I'm like, ma'am, over a little bar fight? She was like, oh, it's more serious than that because you have so many assaults on your record. So she said, so you under the 3-strike law, so you're facing 20 to life. I'm like, 20 to life for a bar fight? She was like, yeah. So it's apparent that I hear your side. So those that think my memory's fucked up. I'm like, ma'am, 20 to life? She was like, yeah. I was like, she said, so it's apparent I hear your side. So I'm like, I was convinced, oh man, it was my birthday. My girlfriend wanted to take me out. Go to this bar. It was all white. And before I could get in the door, the bouncer dude called me a nigger. And I looked at him, I'm like, boy, you fucking with the wrong one, boy. I love fighting. I grew up fighting. I'm from Pacoima. Where we fought. We used to fight in the backyard. So, I'm telling you, yes, so my girl was like, babe, ignore it. I goes, and you can call her for a witness. I goes in, I'm suing all the departments, yeah, over this little one incident. I'm fed up with it. We goes to the bar. I'm like, man, we goes to the bar, and she comes, the dude, white boy come back, the same one that called me a nigger, comes back and calls me another nigger. I'm like, I got to get out of here. So I'm like, bartender, let me get a shot of some fucking Hennessy, please. And all the whole time she was like, hey, just chill out. Shut up, I'm leaving. I took the Hennessy back. By this time, this old motherfucker big ass white boy. He in the front now. I'm like, babe, get your fucking purse. We out of here. I'm leaving, ma'am. He lunged at me. So I had no choice but to protect myself. He's twice my size. It's how big this white boy was. This nigga was like this. No exaggeration. He was like this, bigger than me. And about that wide. Big ass motherfucker. He lunged at me. So I ain't had nothing else to do, man, but to protect myself. And Renita, she's a witness to this. She live in Canada. I split this white boy's melon once he launched. Caught him with a good one. Because I'm quick. I should have been a boxer. So I laid him out. But he grabbed my shirt like this and pulled me down with him. Then I landed on top of him while the other ones beat and stomped me. Yeah, I don't remember that incident, but I'm pretty sure they can pull it up. Showing everybody. Took me to jail, man. She said, she's like, but he got like 17 stitches across his face. That's hard, boy. I'm hitting. I'm like, yeah, 17 stitches? They was like, yeah, they said you hit him with some. I'm like, ma'am, I didn't hit him with nothing but my motherfucking fist. See how big that motherfucker is? Big ass fist, knuckle. Big ass motherfucker. He's fucked up now. See that knuckle right there at the end? It's fucked up from fighting. That's why I had to quit fighting. Not a fighter no more. Not a drinker. Smoke weed. But yeah. So she was like, oh my God, that's what happened? I'm like, yeah. She's like, they lie. Just like white people do. They lie on black people. They hate us that much. That much. And I have a lot of incidents with white boys. And you can witness to this because my best friend, Ice, he can bear witness, even though he ran. But another incident, big ass motherfucking white boy. I was knocking him out like crazy. We driving while we at his house gambling. I lost about $500. We in Granada Hill. I'm like, fuck that. I had a 65 Chevy. I lived like a few up the street because my aunt moved up there on Withfalanian Street. So I'm like, let me go get some more money and come break this dice game up like I normally do. So I get in my 65 Chevy. My homeboy, best friend, he had a 63 Ice Green. He was like, man, let me ride with you. Yes, sir, come on. Boom. We riding, coming up Chatsworth. White boy trying to pull me over. Calling me a nigger. Fucking nigger, pull it over. I'm like, damn. Please don't hit my 65 shit. I mean, it was burgundy. I'm like, please don't hit with that block punt in it banging. That's what he was mad about. All the women, because it was that light. The women was saying, hey. I'm like, hey, what up? So he tried to bang into my car. I'm like, oh, please don't hit my car. So I pulls over. I get out of the car. I'm heading to the fight. I look back at my homie because he got out at the same time I did. And next thing you know, I see my best friend, and it's hurting, running. I mean, tearing ass. And Ice was big at that time. Muscle. That nigga looked like, I don't know if y'all remember the Bionic Man, Steve Austin. That nigga looked like Steve Austin. You can see every muscle in that nigga's body. Tearing ass, running the other way. So I'm like, oh, this nigga. So I looks at the white boy. He got a tennis racket. Not the big one, but the little short one they play inside racquetball with. Aluminum one. So, and he got his friend that jumped out. He didn't make it to the fight, but he was by the passenger door of their car. So I'm walking up to the white boy. So he was like, motherfucking nigger, I hate you motherfuckers. I'm gonna split your and the evil in his eye, because that's the first thing I looked at. I wasn't even worried about the racket, because damn it, I knows how to fight and I know how to handle myself very well. I got plenty of fights I done been in, big, small, and whooped ass. That's why I don't fight no more, because I cause pain on motherfuckers when I fight. You know what I mean? So he swung that racket back and came at me with full force. He was right. He did want to split my head. That's how much he hated black people. So I waited. White boy, what you gonna do? That motherfucker came and threw that shit. Cause me, I'm quick as a cat. Quick as a motherfucker. That's how I could play ball. And I was in New York playing ball, doing them niggas. Niggas used to say, man, I know you. Oh, ball. But he took that racket back, man, and boy, came at me. I just gave him that illusion like a good fighter would. Just stood there and gave him a target. And at the last motherfucking minute, I ducked it. He was so big and tall that he dropped his whole face right in front. And I wind up and I swear to God, this white boy jumped up straight in the air, landed on his feet, and went down like a fucking tree, with the racket flying in back. So I looked at his partner. I'm like, what about you? What's up with you? He was like, nothing, man. I told his stupid ass. I'm like, all right, well, pick his ass up and take him home and tell him a nigger knocked him out. Jump back in my 65. My homie Ice that ran, he at the corner, waving me down. And I left his ass there on the corner and went home. Yeah. True shit.